This is a wonderful turnout. You're beautiful. Thank you for coming here today. It's so important for you to be here because this has always been a selfless movement. You're here today to speak for those who have no voice. And I just want to thank you for being here. I want to tell you how important this is. Some of you came to the big rally that was down here in end of July. I think about who was here in July. Wow. Hey, that was awesome. Thank you for coming to that rally. I just got to tell you this. This is why this is so important. I had a legislator in this building who told me to my face the day after that rally that she said the people you had down here yesterday aren't the real people of Indiana. You need to go out and speak to the real people. I'm asking you, are you the real people of Indiana? That is exactly what they need to hear inside the halls of the State House. And if you have time today, I hope that you're able to go in. If your legislators are here, track them down and talk to them. So thank you for coming today. By the way, if you have a phone, you can text BABIES, B-A-B-I-E-S, text it to 52886. And that's the best way you're going to get breaking alerts on what's happening inside this building. When there's legislation you need to be aware of, we'll make you know it, and you can connect directly to your legislator. So BABIES to 52886. So as Mark alluded to, first rally after the reversal of Roe, and I want you to think back and ask, what were you doing? Where were you at when Roe was overturned? I mean, what was going through your mind? I can tell you, I was on a conference call, and Jody Smith was on that call. I just saw Jody, and in the middle of this call, I think we're in mid-sentence, and she said, it's coming down right now. And then like 30 seconds later, like they just reversed Roe versus Wade. I mean, what an electric moment in American history. And you know, it was just one of those things that we are living in one of the most important times in all of American history. But every single one of us, if we didn't know it then, we all know it now. The reversal of Roe was not the end of the battle. It was chapter 1 of the new phase of the battle. Because sadly and tragically, the Supreme Court did not go far enough. What they did was they sent it back to the states, and that opens doors of opportunity. Roe had to fall. We wanted it to fall. They gave us the opportunity to come down here and do stuff in Indiana, but they did not extend constitutional protection to unborn children across the board. And let me just tell you, our nation has been down this road before with human slavery. And this nation tried the Lecompton Act, the Kansas-Nebraska Act, the Missouri Compromise, the Fugitive Slave Law, the Dred Scott decision of 1857. None of them worked because none of them recognized the universal value of every single human life. And this state-to-state-to-state thing is not going to work long-term either. It's not going to work. And as we look at going forward, just 4 days ago, Thursday, whatever that was, the Indiana Supreme Court heard oral arguments in the suit challenging Indiana's new law. And we need to pray for the Indiana Supreme Court as they work through this decision on that, because folks, if they decide that they are going to make up and find a right to abortion in the Indiana Constitution, it will be devastating to unborn children in our state. But when they uphold that law, we still come back because we have plenty of work left to do on that law. We have problems we need to fix, including continued discrimination for unborn children based upon their means of conception, and including the fact that you have county prosecutors, including the prosecutor right here in Marion County, who has said he will not enforce Indiana's new abortion law in this county. And then we also have no laws that's going to stop the illegal trafficking of abortion drugs into this state. When you sounded that alarm in July and August, they didn't get it done. When this law is upheld, we've got a lot of work still left to do inside the walls of this State House. So with that said, I just want to give you these 3 thoughts for you to think about. 3 main message points that I hope is on our heartbeat and throughout this rally, throughout this year, and as we move forward. And the first one is our motto, what we should say to every single person who says, why are you doing what you're doing? We should say, every person deserves a chance to be born because every person is created in the image of God. And I'm telling you, if we ever take away the second part of that sentence, we lose the foundational argument for why every human life is valuable, because we are all created in the image of God. And I don't care for every person that there is. It doesn't matter if a person's rich, if a person's poor. It doesn't matter if a person is a world-class athlete or totally incapacitated in a nursing home. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the color of a person's skin is. What matters is that each person has enormous value because we are all created in the image of God. Everybody deserves a chance to be born because everyone is created in the image of God. That's point number one. Point number two, we must love them both. We must show compassion and care for every pregnant mother and every unborn child in the state of Indiana. We need to be a leader in the entire nation of showing what it means for a pro-life movement that says we have a state that loves pregnant mothers and loves unborn babies. And I can tell you, we know this, we've done a lot of different research over the last year and a half. The world at large that's driving by and that passes us, lives in our communities, they are looking to see, do we really mean what we say we mean? We can't just say love them both. We have to exhibit it in showing compassion for pregnant mothers and their unborn babies. And in that same context, for every woman who has the scars of an abortion, we need to be the ones that show the path to healing at the foot of the cross. That needs to be on us to show that path to healing. And then point number three is that every single one of us here today, we need to make the commitment to hold our hand back to the generation behind us and say, we're all in this, we're all moving forward, we will never quit until every life is protected by law. And I'm so encouraged by looking, this is a majority young crowd today. I mean, this is absolutely... And so for every young person in this crowd, every person, but particularly for the young people in this crowd today, I'm asking you right now on the steps of the State House in Indianapolis, Indiana, to commit your life that you will not quit until you see the scourge of abortion ended forever in the state of Indiana and in the United States of America. Make that commitment. So I can tell you from personal experience, how did I get started with all this? I sat at a stoplight in Evansville, Indiana at St. George Road and US 41 on my way to my job in the morning. 5:30 in the morning, and I prayed, God, I don't know what I can do. I know nothing about politics. I know nothing about organizations. I know nothing about any of this. But what I know is that it's not right for this to happen in the United States of America. So here I am, use me any way you can. And for every young person in this audience today, I want to tell you, you make yourself available to God, and He will do incredible things through you, not because of who you are, but because He is incredible. Make that commitment and never, never, never quit. If you find yourself, if you're here today and you're 15 and you're 16 or whatever it might be, and you find yourself one day, you're going to be 59, you're going to have the gray hair going, you got to wear glasses because you can't read stuff, and this is still not done, then I hope you can look back and say, my life has been used for this, but more importantly, that you're reaching back to the generation behind you, and you're making the exact same challenge that I'm making to you today. So, hey, thank you for being here today. One more thought. In Proverbs 24:11, I don't have it memorized, I should, but it says, basically, rescue those who are being led to slaughter, who are being led away to death. A lot of you have heard that verse. What a lot of folks don't know, and maybe you've never heard this, is the preceding verse that says, if you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. And I can tell you, we all know in this audience, the United States of America is in its day of all types of different problems that we are experiencing right now. We are in a day of adversity. And let's pray that our strength will never be small, because it's not found in us, it's found in God. God bless you.